Hey guys, I'm here today to share with you a haul of buy sell trade store inventory, and everything should sell for over $80. So this haul will include some great bolo brands to be on the lookout for, and also just like some styles. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Riley. I am a full-time seller over on Poshmark and only on Poshmark at this moment. So everything you see will be listed on Poshmark. So if you've never seen one of these videos before, I go to buy, sell, trade, and I sell them sometimes old inventory, but usually stuff I pick up out thrifting or the bins, just a low enough cost of goods. Styles I don't think I can sell, or brands I can't sell but are in a good style that they pick up. I take the in-store credit from Crossroads and Buffalo Exchange, which gives me 50% of what they price the item at. So they price it at $18, I get $9 to shop in store. Usually I'm paying between like 50 cents and $4 for an item. So I'm in the Chicago suburbs and I have to drive into Chicago to do this. So it's not the most convenient thing in the world, but I usually walk away with a relatively good like profit of in-store credit and then good items therefore to resell. So I went yesterday to the Buffalo Exchange in Andersonville, and I'm going to show you the 6 items I walked out with, and then I'm also going to show you I went to 2 other locations a couple weeks ago, a Buffalo Exchange and a Crossroads, if you're familiar with the 2 that are across the street from each other in Wicker Park. So let's start first with the 6 dresses I picked up yesterday. Hey guys, editing Riley. So I got a comment in one of these videos previously saying that they were confused as to what had sold. Like, what's the point of posting this video on a delay if you guys don't get to see what sold? And I thought it was clear, but apparently not, that if there is a screenshot on the screen about the item I'm talking about, that is my sold listing. That means that item has sold for me. That is how much it sold for, unless it was in a bundle, and it sold in the time frame. If there's no screenshot, the item is still sitting listed in my closet. So I hope this clears that confusion up, and I will make sure to say that in future videos. So I got about $200, it was like $192 of in-store credit from selling stuff I couldn't sell. Yeah, pretty much stuff I wouldn't be able to sell myself, but they bought from me, and I can therefore buy 6 pieces that should all sell for over $80. This first brand is Ivy City Co. And the first time I heard of it was when I went to this Buffalo Exchange location in December. Both Ivy City Co dresses I picked up from that location sold for over $100 in a couple weeks. So I have high hopes for this dress as well. So again, here's that brand tag. They had this priced at $24. I paid $11.50 per item. So what I do is basically count how much I spent on the inventory I took them, and then divide that by each item I purchased. So let me just show you this awesome dress. My sister actually found this. My sister often goes with it. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it was bird print. I just thought it was like a floral. So it is like a velvet button front midi dress. Again, this one's new with tag size large. It actually has a style name on here, the Delaney dress, which will help a lot with stock photos. I do use stock photos, and it has the belt with it, which I'm very thankful for. So again, this brand Ivy City Co is actually like a Utah brand, and so they focus on more modest pieces. And there, I'm starting to learn, are a lot of like Utah Mormon clothing brands, and usually they make seriously so much lint modest dresses, and some of those brands have a following. I just actually picked up one called Ruly in the bins, and that brand doesn't sell for like as much as these, but again, still a following for like modest dresses. This would be a great Easter dress. Hopefully someone wants this for Easter. I can even see it being a Christmas dress though, with like the green bird print. I love this. I'm just gonna pull out the other Ivy City Co dress I found. If I could find 2 Ivy City Co dresses every time I go to this location, I'd be so happy. So here is the tag. It's slightly different than the last one, and they had this priced at $26. And if I didn't even have credit, I would have checked comps to see if these exact styles were worth paying that, because selling dresses for over $100, I would likely pay $25, $26. This one is like a cupcake princess dress. It is a short length, so I wouldn't necessarily say a modest style, but it's like a tulle. I can put like ballet core in the title. I'll probably put like Disney cosplay because someone could wear this to go to Disney and be like a princess or something. I don't know. Again, I'm hoping this one is not new with tags, unfortunately, but hopefully it's a sought after style. Certain styles from this brand are going to go for more, so hopefully this is a sought after style. Again, a good Easter dress, wedding attendee, fairy core, I don't know, all that stuff. My sister found this dress as well, so the first three are her finds. It is MM Le Fleur, and if you don't know, this is definitely a bolo brand. Usually they make more career wear styles, but I would say this is definitely more of like a cottagecore peasant style. They have this priced at $30. So they buy based off of brand and style, but actually usually more style. However, they're familiar with brands, so then they do price up brands. I have, if you're interested in selling to Crossroads and Buffalo Exchange, I have some videos on my channel where I show you what they accepted and rejected from me, so you can get a feel for what they buy. So I do think this is missing a belt, and I knew that when I purchased it, but I'm like, not too. Obviously, it didn't cause me to leave it behind. So this is a like oversized, tiered, I want to say midi dress. It hits like slightly above the ankle. Very cottage core. I did not check comps on this piece because I knew that with whatever my cost of goods was going to come out to, it was going to be around 11 or 12. That's what it usually is. I am working on getting it back down to like $6 per item, but I'm just not there right now. I messed that up last year, and that's a long story that I don't feel like getting into, but I knew I was going to be happy to pay $11 or $12 for this, which I did. I paid $11.50, and hopefully this will sell. Since it's missing a belt and not new with tags, I'm thinking like $60 just off the top of my head, but maybe this is sought after style, and I'm in love with this dress. Oh, dang it, I didn't notice this. There's just a few little pinholes on the back hem of the dress. I will say Buffalo Exchange quality control is not very great. So this day I went into the dressing room and I went over every single item, and I even checked comps. I mean, you should, when you're paying up, always check comps on the item, but like I didn't check comps on that one. But I did go over items, found some stains, missing buttons and stuff. I had to put it back. There was a third Ivy City Co dress. It was a beautiful blue floral print, smocked almost like a Reformation print, but it was stained all over the bust and the armpits. I'm so glad I caught that. But yeah, their quality control is not awesome. I would say Crossroads is better at that than Buffalo Exchange. Okay, so this was actually the first item I found, and I checked specific comps on this piece because this brand is very hit or miss. Any guesses off the top of your head? What does this look like? I will tell you. It is For Love and Lemons. So sometimes I pick up this brand and it sells in a few days for $100. And other times, like I have pieces I picked up last year from buy-sell trade stores that I'm still sitting on. So I gotta try and get those moving. But this one is new with tags, and I checked exact comps on this style, and they were selling new with tags for about $80. So that is what I expect for this piece, is about $80. It's like a very sexy, strappy piece, which is what the brand is known for, is pretty sexy, risque pieces. I got one for myself to wear to a wedding, and happened in COVID time, so then I couldn't end up going to the wedding, but I actually couldn't wear that dress because I tried it on, and I'm not very tall. I'm like 5'6", and it was like way too short. It was like above my fingertips, just not an appropriate dress for me, so I resold that. Okay, next piece from this haul, again, paid $11.50 for that, for 11 lemon piece, paid $11.50 for this piece from a brand I'd never heard of before. I'm gonna say it's Maria, just like Maria, but spelled different potentially. If you know how to pronounce this, let me know. I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this. There were not that many listed on Poshmark and not that many sold, but they were listed high and they were selling high. So I don't even know how to, it looks like something that would be sold at Anthropologie. It's a mini dress. I think we're definitely going into the right season for this. Again, potentially an Easter dress, a vacation, cruise dress. It did come with the waist high. Unfortunately, if I did find where it was sold at, I can't remember. This they had priced at $28. Usually they don't do like research on brands. Like I can't imagine they would know what this brand is, so I don't know what made them price this at $28, but they did. However, I paid $11.50, and I didn't tell you the 411 lemon dress was priced at $19. So I would again hope that piece, just because there aren't that many comps and that many listed, it's going to be a very specific person looking for that brand. I'm hoping that it will sell between $80 and $100, but it really will have to be the right buyer situation, so I might be willing to take a little bit less on that. And then the last piece, I've never heard of this brand. I was just like, this could either be good or this could either be bad. So it is like a formal wear dress that I think it actually crosses like this in the front, so there's like a little slit and it goes around your neckline, and it is just a lace gown, and it's for a very tiny person. I didn't notice until I got home that it is a petite. It is a too petite. But I looked up comps on this brand. Let me know if you've heard of it. Jarlow? It's kind of getting covered. So doesn't this look like it would be cheap? But sometimes, like, some of these things that it's new with tags, but I was like, sometimes some of these end up being good finds. So I looked it up, and they retail, I don't even think I actually looked at the retail. They were just selling for like over $100. So I was like, I'll give it a chance. Why not? If comps are that good. They only had it priced at $18.50. I don't think they move a lot of formal wear, so they'd price it lower to get it out. Again, it is a petite size and a too petite, so it might sit around. Also, this is not something you can wear to a wedding. Maybe you could wear it to your wedding, but can't wear it as a wedding guest. I don't love selling white formal gowns or even cream off-white for that reason, because oftentimes people are getting dressed up to go to weddings. So I don't know. This piece, I mean, comps again looked like 80 to 150 depending on the dress you have. So I'd hope for 100 on this piece. And that was everything I picked up yesterday at Buffalo Exchange. So let me show you guys what I picked up a couple of weeks ago. So this stuff has actually been set aside for a couple weeks waiting for me to film this video. So we're gonna rediscover everything together. I know I did pay about like $12.50 per piece for these items. So let's get into it. So this is the stuff from the Crossroads and Buffalo Exchange that are across the street from each other in Wicker Park. I love those locations because I go to Crossroads first, and I prefer Crossroads, so I sell there and they give me 50% and I shop, and then I take their rejects over to Buffalo Exchange and they buy different stuff. So then I just knock out two stores with one stone, especially going into the city. Chicago is just a mess with traffic. It takes forever to get down there and get home, so it is like a 4-hour commitment to do this. I walked away this day from Buffalo Exchange with 3 pair of Doc Martens, and I checked comps in all styles, and they all should sell, I think actually maybe not one, but a few. These ones should sell for over $100. I will say they had them priced high. They had them priced at $85. So I'm using a lot of my credit on these, but I only paid $12 for them after figuring out my cost of goods with what I spent on the inventory I sold to them. So these ones are a size 6 is what it says. They are a platform patent. I mean, these look brand new. They look like maybe someone tried them on. Like, they don't even look like they were walked around in. Like, I got a pair of Docs in high school. I wore them once to school. They were the most uncomfortable shoes in the world, and then sold them. These don't even look like they were tried on. So hopefully over $100 on these guys. The second pair of Docs I grabbed are actually new with tags. And did they have these priced? These ones priced at $90. And again, comps looked like over $100 for these. So would I spend, I'll show you would I spend $90 to sell these for $120? Of course not. You're barely making a profit if you even are. But will I spend trading credit in the amount of $90 when it only cost me $12? Of course, I will pay $12 for a brand new pair of Doc Martens. I mean, I would pay probably up to like 40 or 50 depending on the style, but they do price Docs usually high at Crossroads and in Buffalo Exchange. So another pair. Do you want to say hi to the friends? Say hi. Say hi, Olive Tot. That's her St. Patrick's Day bandana she got from the vet. So the last pair of Docs are definitely more worn, but I checked the exact style because again, when you're paying so much, oh dang it, she pulled off the price tag on these ones. But I'm assuming again, these are around $80. So these are more worn, but still a good pick up hopefully 80 to over $100 sale. Some docks are very sought after styles, so I probably wouldn't pick up your average pair of docks at Buffalo Exchange for 80 bucks, but the sought after styles go for more, so those are the ones I'll pick up. And I always search comps on docks to make sure they're worth using my $85 credit in, because even though I'm only spending $12 on them, I could use that $80, $90 in credit to buy 3 dresses that are going to make me like $50 profits each, so it kind of has to be worth it to spend that much of credit. And then the last item I picked up from Buffalo Exchange is actually a shirt. And I don't usually pick up shirts from buy-sell trade stores just because they're still priced higher and they're gonna be like the least substantial, like, you know, you can't get as much money from a shirt as you can from a dress or a pair of shoes usually. But I just did a quick once over in the shirts and found this Stone Cold Fox blouse. Sorry, the price tag is gonna mess up that tag for you a little bit, but I've never sold this brand, and I've heard people talk about it who have sold it say, you know, it's not as popular as it used to be. But I checked comps on how their shirts were doing, and they were still doing pretty well, and this was only $15. So again, I like, after my credit averaged out stuff, I paid $12 for it, but I do like to pick up good items at a lower cost, knowing that, you know, still, even though I'm spending $12 per item, I don't want to spend all my credit on, like, I still want to spend the least amount of my credit. There's a fuzzy there. I did notice while I was in the store, there is like slight makeup, where is it, along the neckline, so I might throw it in the wash or spot treat it to see if I can get it out. I don't even see it now. Oh, there it is. I feel like it would come out in the wash, or I could spot treat it. So I don't know, this piece is not going to sell again for $60. That's the thing with shirts. If I found a dress shirt, maybe it'd sell for $60 to $100. This is probably more like a $40, $45 sale, but I'm excited to experiment with the brand, and this is actually super adorable. Like, if this was not so cropped, maybe I would try it for myself. So that was it from that Buffalo Exchange. Let's move on to Crossroads, which is actually where I went to first. First pair of shoes I got were actually on sale. Another reason I like Crossroads better than Buffalo Exchange is their sale items are 50% off, and Buffalo Exchange only does 25% off when things are marked on sale. Okay, so these actually got a little scuffed up in the bag, unfortunately, but these were brand new looking and, like, I mean, maybe been worn a little bit. Ariat boots. Ariat is definitely a Bolo brand in shoes, and they make clothing. I've never sold their clothing, but I know that can do well. Also, they had these priced at $47.50, but they were half off. So what is that for me? Like less than $25 of credit. But again, I spent $12, and they looked like they were selling for $70 to like $90. Unfortunately, we're going into the wrong season for these. So the other unfortunate is they are a 5.5. Like even a 6, 6.5, like a 5.5 is a hard sell, but for the condition they're in and being on sale, I didn't want to leave them behind. So maybe this is one of my more risky pickups with, you know, seasonality and size. But I will still get them listed. Honestly, maybe I'll set these aside. These are probably not going to be sold by the time you see this video, because I might actually set these aside to prioritize summer shoes and then come around to them later. Then we have another totally winter shoe, but I mean, these had comps over $100, so I was happy to pick them up. They are designer, they are Burberry. I was like, maybe like both locations, Buffalo Exchange, actually I would say more Crossroads. This Crossroads location I've found fakes at before, so I was a little suspicious originally whether these were authentic or fake, but I came to the conclusion that they are authentic. So I would definitely think these are like more of a Y2K style, which could either help or hinder their sale. They are a lace-up, Sherpa-lined booty, and they actually zip off, the ankle does, so I'm glad this ankle piece is attached. Let's see, where is it? There is some like discoloration on the inside of this boot. But again, I checked, comps on these were over $100. There were not a lot sold, but they had these ones priced at $42.50. I paid $12. Like, would you leave a pair of Burberry wedge boots behind for $12. I don't think so. So let's hope again season, when the right season rolls around, these are about $100 sale. What actually made me find those Burberry shoes were these Burberry shoes. I was like, these look like, I just saw them sitting there. I didn't think they were cute, but I'm like, these look like maybe they could be a good Dolls Kill piece or something. So I flipped them over and they're Burberry. And I'm like, what are the chances of like very similar style Burberry boots? One of them is likely authentic. Like I could get them authenticated, but I'm 98% sure they're authentic. What's the chance that another pair is not going to be authentic? Again, I found the exact style of these ones, exact comps, about $100. I feel like these ones might actually sell out of season. Sorry, the light is not doing black favors. I feel like these might actually sell out of season, and I'm gonna tag these like goth, punk, witchy, witch core, vampire core, all the cores, maybe even dark academia for these. And they had, for some reason, these ones priced at $37.50 when the other ones were at $42, but I paid $12.50-ish. Okay, we only have 3 items left. This is a Free People piece that was half off, so they had it priced at $28. I paid $15. I think comps for this piece were like $40 to $60 or something. Unfortunately, I say unfortunately, but I mean, it's an extra small. It's just that like usually extra small is more oversaturated in Free People. So it is a black maxi dress. Now that I'm looking at it in the light, I'm wondering if it's missing, it's a midi dress actually. I'm wondering if it's missing a slip, but I don't see a spot for a slip. If you're ever wondering if a dress you have may be missing a slip, there's usually like a button-in spot here and like a little strap. Do I have anything with a slip? No. And so if it's missing the slip, usually there's like just like a little button strappy thing that's there and there's no slip. So I did check comps on this exact piece and decided that it's not going to sell for like $60 or $100. It will probably make me like a $20 to $25 profit. So I grabbed it because it was discounted. This was actually my first find and I messed up on this, but I can fix it, luckily. So I found these Goldie jeans and I checked comps on this exact style and they were doing really well actually, like $80, $100, probably more like $80 because these are size 25, but even size 25 was selling high. And so I figured, you know what, I will pick up this crossover pair waist Goldie jeans. They had it priced at $28. I did not read this. Do you see that? I didn't read that. I was at home inventorying them and was like, oh crap, they're missing a button to hold them in place. And then I looked, I was like frustrated, and then I read this and it says as is missing button. But luckily it doesn't need like a jean button. I'm just going to sew in like a big plastic button on the interior so it can button in, and then I will disclose it. So luckily it's not a big stain or a big hole or anything, and I think I will still be able to get whatever I said, like the $80 to $100 for these. It's just unfortunate because now I'm gonna have to do like 10 minutes of work on these. And the very last item I found is funny. I actually saw a YouTube video the other day for this brand. It was like, get this brand style this way. I didn't watch it, but I just thought it was amusing because I hadn't really heard of it before. It is Lucy and Yak, and these are a pair of overalls, corduroy brown overalls. And I don't remember comps on these. I think they're kind of, you know, in line with the Free People dress, where they're not amazing comps, but honestly, I have so much credit at Crossroads, like hundreds, almost $1,000 of credit at Crossroads, that I was just like, I need something to spend my money on. Okay, these are gonna sell above 40, I'll grab them. So, and I know you're kind of like, if you have that much in credit, why do you still have a cost of goods for these? Shouldn't it be zero? It's not the way I do it, okay? Because I'm constantly buying new items to go to Crossroads, and I'm never like, if one day I found 25 items, then my cost of goods would be almost nothing and I would be at like zero. Whatever, it's my brain, it's my math. Okay. But again, these are just a brown corduroy. I would consider this a Bolo brand, especially if you're thrifting. If you're paying up, look up exact comps. They had these priced at $28. I decided paying my $12.50 was worth it to sell these for like $40 to $60, I think was the range. So guys, that was my buy sell trade store like paying up haul. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some bolo brands, and I will be here with another one soon because I would like to go to Crossroads next week and finally start to sell them the spring and summer stuff I've been accumulating because they only buy in season. And guys, the weather is like in Chicago suburbs here, it's almost 70 degrees today. I have the windows open. Olive is sleeping outside in the wood chip. She loves it. I'm loving this weather. Alrighty guys, I will see you in another video soon. Goodbye.